Welcome to Iraqi Dinar News, your trusted source for deep analysis, credible insights, and real-time updates on the shifting currency landscape. If you're holding Iraqi dinar or Vietnamese dong, this may be one of the most pivotal moments you've been waiting for. Based on exclusive intel and current Forex platform activity, we may be approaching the very moment where years of preparation, speculation, and quiet coordination finally come together. According to credible sources like Frank26, we are now in the execution phase, not the planning stage, of a global currency shift involving both IQD and VND. For years, investors and currency holders have waded through cycles of promises and false starts. But now, the indicators suggest real movement. International Forex systems are no longer just observing the Iraqi dinar and Vietnamese dong, they're making structural changes in preparation. That means system updates, trading category adjustments, and institutional briefings are already underway behind the scenes. This isn't theory or speculation. According to Frank's reports, high-level financial institutions are actively aligning to elevate these two currencies to reflect more accurate market valuations. This kind of preparation doesn't happen in a vacuum. Frank confirmed that behind the curtain, agreements are in place, approvals have been granted, and the groundwork has already been laid by policy architects and banking authorities. Forex entities are now preparing to update how IQD and VND are positioned within international trading frameworks. What makes this especially significant is that both the Central Bank of Iraq and Vietnam's monetary authorities are making synchronized policy adjustments. This level of parallel reform is not a coincidence. It's coordinated financial alignment. The Central Bank of Iraq under Governor Alak is reportedly moving forward with the deletion of zeros plan, while Vietnam is tightening compliance systems and modernizing their monetary controls. Frank emphasized that major institutions in the U.S. have moved from blocking this process to actively supporting it. Even regulatory friction, which once slowed momentum, has significantly decreased. Instead, public statements are aligning with behind-the-scenes movement. 4 coordinated communications from Iraqi leadership in a single day? That's not coincidence. That's a deliberate message. We are ready. Forex trading systems respond quickly to signals like these. Behind the scenes, currency categories are being adjusted, settlement platforms are being tested, and infrastructure is being activated. This is not speculation, it's final stage execution. Frank pointed out that legal frameworks are already in place and that regional banks are test-driving settlements to handle future currency settlements. None of this would be occurring unless the process was near completion. At this point, the only thing missing is the public flip of the switch. While the average person waits for a headline, Forex professionals move on signed documentation, digital infrastructure, and confirmed execution protocols. And what they're seeing is movement. Frank's insight reveals that IQD and VND are now becoming templates for broader revaluations across developing nations. Currencies that have long been undervalued are now preparing to reclaim rightful market positions. He also pointed to the growing involvement of international institutions. The United Nations, once reserved in their remarks about Iraq's economy, is now offering direct praise. They're calling Iraq's monetary reforms efficient, transparent, and stabilizing. For those familiar with UN language, this is a major shift. It signals to the world's financial leaders that Iraq is no longer on the economic sidelines. They're ready for international integration, and the Forex market is reacting accordingly. Frank also mentioned that the U.S. Treasury is now indirectly involved, something that signals a strategic alignment between Iraq's revaluation process and broader American financial objectives. When the Treasury gets into position, it often means timelines are being matched to both fiscal policies and geopolitical windows. At this level, nothing is random. Quiet coordination replaces noisy announcements, and that's exactly what we're seeing now. The real shifts occur silently until they suddenly go live. On the Vietnamese side, the dong has mirrored Iraq's moves in its own structured, disciplined way. Frank reported that Vietnam's central banking system has undergone behind-the-scenes modifications. New digital transaction policies have been implemented, anti-corruption enforcement is tightening, and Western trade deals are being finalized. These developments are not just reform, they're preparation. Vietnam is steadily moving toward full alignment with international finance protocols. While the dong may not revalue in lockstep with the dinar, it's clear the two are part of a synchronized financial evolution. Frank's message to holders of both currencies was simple but urgent. Be ready. Don't fixate on guessing the rate or the day. Instead, prepare yourself mentally and financially. When this hits, and he stressed it could be instant, there may be no warning. Forex platforms can update overnight. Bank rate screens can shift with no prior alert. Those who are prepared will benefit. Those caught off guard may miss out on the opportunity of a generation. Frank's sources also indicate that this is not an isolated event. There's a broader movement at play. Central banks across multiple continents are now exploring asset-backed currencies, blockchain-based trading platforms, and real-time settlement infrastructures. Iraq and Vietnam may be leading this shift, but they will not be alone for long. As soon as these two revaluations finalize, other currencies may follow, and the investors who understood the sequence early will be in a strong position. Returning to Iraq, Prime Minister Soudani is taking decisive steps that only reinforce this trajectory. He has removed individuals who were impeding reform, reshaped the leadership structure within the Central Bank of Iraq, and expanded global partnerships, all while ensuring regulatory compliance. Frank emphasized that this is not cosmetic change. These are foundational shifts designed to prepare Iraq's economy for a serious role in international finance. That's why the IMF is now publicly supportive. That's why the UN is speaking positively, and that's why Forex activity is heating up now instead of later. Test data feeds are already being activated on regional trading platforms. Data systems are being upgraded. When the trigger is pulled, financial institutions, governments, and investors around the globe will be watching and reacting instantly. Frank warned that this might not be a gradual climb. Instead, it could be a sudden correction to the currency's true value. If that window closes quickly, it may not reopen for a long time. He also made one thing absolutely clear. No one, not even himself, knows the exact timing or final rate. But what we do have is a growing pattern of confirmations, system updates, and official acknowledgments from institutions that matter. When all of those align, we're not speculating anymore. We're waiting for activation. And according to Frank, that activation is not far away. So where does that leave the average currency holder? Right at the heart of a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. This isn't just a Forex adjustment. It's a realignment of financial power. The Iraqi dinar is more than a piece of paper. It's a reflection of national rebuilding, economic sovereignty, and global reintegration. The Vietnamese dong is following that same trajectory with quiet strength and strategic consistency. Frank's intel confirms what many longtime holders have believed in their hearts. This is real, and it's unfolding faster than expected. This isn't a rumor mill. This is a recalibration of international currency systems, and you're already part of it. The alert has been sounded, the structures are built, the platforms are live, and the global market is holding its breath. At Iraqi Dinar News, we'll be tracking every development, whether it's an official CBI move, a Forex reclassification, or a Treasury statement. You can count on us to deliver facts, not fiction. If this update gave you insight or reassurance, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. We'll keep you informed with data-backed updates and analysis you won't find anywhere else.